Your dog just did something wrong. Maybe they chewed something. Maybe they ignored you. Maybe they knocked something over. And then you saw it. The look, ears back, head low, avoiding your eyes, and you thought the same thing most people do. They know they messed up. They're apologizing. But here's the truth. Your dog is doing something very real in that moment, something deeply emotional, something rooted in thousands of years of evolution, but it's not what you think. And once you understand what's actually happening, you will never look at that guilty face the same way again. 1. Dogs don't feel guilt the way humans do. Let's start with the part most people don't want to hear. Your dog is not apologizing, at least not in the human sense. A landmark study led by Barnard College Canine Cognition Lab researcher Alexandra Horowitz tested this exact idea. Dogs were placed in a situation where they either broke a rule, like eating forbidden food, or did nothing wrong. Then owners returned and either scolded them or greeted them normally. Here's what they found. Dogs showed the guilty look, regardless of whether they actually did anything wrong. What triggered the behavior was the owner's reaction, not the dog's awareness of guilt. Let that sink in. Your dog isn't thinking, I did something bad. They're thinking, something is wrong with you. 2. The apology is actually conflict avoidance behavior. So if it's not guilt, what is it? It's called appeasement behavior, and it's one of the most important social tools dogs have. Researchers in canine behavior, including work referenced in applied animal behavior science, describe these behaviors as ways animals reduce tension in social situations. What does that look like? Ears pulled back, head lowered, avoiding eye contact, slow movements, licking lips, turning body sideways. These are not random. They are signals. And the message is, I don't want conflict. This behavior exists in wolves, dogs, and many social species. It's how individuals de-escalate tension before it becomes aggression. So when your dog apologizes, they're not admitting fault. They're trying to restore peace. 3. They're responding to your emotional state. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Dogs are extremely sensitive to human emotion. A study from University of Lincoln found that dogs can read human facial expressions and emotional cues to guide their behavior. Another study from Witwatersrand University showed that dogs process human voices in a way similar to humans, distinguishing tone and emotional meaning. So when you walk in and your energy is different, your dog knows before you say a word, before you react. They've already picked up on your posture, your tone, your facial tension, and they adjust. That apology moment, it's your dog responding to your emotional shift in real time. If this is already changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe, because most people never learn this, and it completely changes how you interact with your dog every single day. 4. Your dog is trying to repair the relationship. Now here's the part that actually matters. Even though dogs don't feel guilt like we do, they do care deeply about the relationship. A 2015 study published in Science showed that dogs and humans share an oxytocin feedback loop, the same bonding hormone seen between parents and children. That means your dog is biologically wired to maintain connection with you. So when tension appears, they respond, not with apology, but with repair behavior. They're trying to bring things back to normal, to safety, to connection. That's why they approach slowly. That's why they soften their body. That's why they try to re-engage. They're not saying, I am sorry, they're saying, are we okay? 5. The guilty look is learned over time. Here's something even more important. That look, it gets stronger the more it's reinforced. Research in canine learning shows that dogs quickly associate. Certain behaviors leads to certain human reactions. So if every time you raise your voice, your dog responds with submissive signals, that pattern becomes automatic. They learn. This behavior reduces tension, so they use it, not because they understand right and wrong, but because they've learned what works. 6. Why this changes everything. This is where most people completely shift. Because once you understand this, you realize something important. Your dog isn't trying to manipulate you. They're trying to stay connected to you, even when something goes wrong, even when they're unsure, even when they're afraid. That moment you thought was guilt is actually trust, because instead of running away, they stay, they approach, they try to fix the emotional distance between you. 7. What you should do instead. So what do you do with this? Simple. Change how you respond. When your dog shows those apology signals, don't escalate, don't overwhelm, don't punish emotionally. Instead, stay calm, lower your tone. Use clear, neutral communication. Because what your dog needs in that moment isn't correction, it's clarity and stability. So when your dog gives you that look, ears back, head low, eyes soft, it's not guilt, it's not shame, it's not an apology in the human sense, it's something deeper. It's your dog reading you, feeling the tension, and trying to bring you back together. That moment, it was never about what they did, it was about what you mean to them. If this changed how you see your dog, share it with someone who loves theirs. Subscribe to Poppy Club, because every week we break down the behaviors your dog shows you every day, so you can finally understand what they've been trying to tell you all along. And tell me in the comments, have you ever thought your dog was apologizing? Because now, you know what they were really trying to say.